20 seconds and counting. T-minus 15 seconds. Guidance is internal. 12, 11, 10, 9. Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff. We have a liftoff on Apollo 11. Tower cleared.
We got a roll program. Neil Armstrong reporting the roll and pitch program, which puts Apollo 11 on a proper heading.
What do you all think about people going back to the moon in 2024? Is this something that y'all had heard about?
Yeah, I have heard about it.
It's sometimes difficult to get people to sort of think outside these sort of normal.
I had no clue until you told me.
It has been many years since we didn't go to the moon, and it needs a lot of technology, a lot of information, a lot of money to do such thing. But I think NASA can do it.
The second component that's hopeful is you want a space race like we had back in the 60s with Russia. And so now China, of course, they have a rover on the far side of the moon, not the dark side, but the far side. And they're sending a lunar sampler mission. They already sent it recently. And so they're going to bring rocks back. They'll be the third nation to bring rocks back from the moon.
Something as simple as something as complex as an iPhone could very well be created using DNA at a certain point in the future, and stuff like that. I mean, it's currently in the realm of science fiction, but it's improbable. It's not impossible, and that's what's really exciting to me, is to be able to take like basic digital to biological converters, basic coding language of light.
And there's also the fact that if you recall the picture we had of the black hole at the center of M82, this was built with a very long baseline of interferometry. So there's stations in Chile and in Europe and North America. And when you do this kind of interferometry, you build a synthetic aperture. So this aperture was within a factor of a few the size of the Earth.
I think it's a good thing. We need to see what's out there. There's so much more to learn out there that we don't know about. And so I think it would be a good opportunity to explore.
Binary opposites are incredibly powerful. It's like a really, really powerful heuristic. But ultimately, an education should get you to the point where you have this kind of ironic understanding where you transcend this binary opposite. And I think that a lot of our conversations around technology and culture carry this baggage. So people talk about like technology versus nature.
It looks like Mars pretty unambiguously has that. Like there are issues with settling Mars. Like we don't know how the lower gravity will affect people, and we don't know how the higher amount of radiation will affect people. Like how big of a challenge those will be to permanent habitation there. But it looks like all the other elements, like there is water, there is there's organic material, there's all the building material you could possibly need.
Yeah, they don't know the importance of traveling to space. I think if we increase the awareness of that, of those issues, and if we told them that we are traveling to space because of scientific and research purposes, I think it will be very important.
So basically, of course, the moon's 1/6 the gravity. So we have water, ice there, and we can turn that into rocket fuel. And then, of course, electrolysis gives us oxygen to breathe. So that really opens the solar system for more cost-effective fuel to reach out. A lot of that's on the south side. And then also there's, minerals. China's looking at harvesting some minerals.
In a very, not only cost-effective way, but almost like no resource way. Where we're able to recycle everything and then produce the basic ingredients that we end up using in our supply chain. Everything ranging from colors to proteins to lipids to carbohydrates to industrial chemicals to biopharmaceuticals. All of that is kind of in the pipeline on the docket. and we're working towards that in the future.
At some point in the future, there's going to be human colonies outside this planet. They're going to be, I don't know, maybe one's on Mars, maybe one on the moon, but I think that's less likely. Maybe sort of ones floating in space that like rotate for gravity and that.
Oh, do you know the last time we went to the moon?
Honestly, I do not.
Do you think it was like while you were alive, before you were born?
No, before then. Way before, in like the 19th century.
Yeah, okay.
You know, I'm not too sure which one.
Would you believe 1972?
Yes, I would believe that.
Does that seem like really long ago?
It does seem long ago, knowing it's 2020 now, so it's been a while.
You know, this idea that everything is verb and process versus like noun and object. So like if you look at the models of the solar system that we all learn in school, it's like this static thing and we're all rotating around this fixed sun. And it's like, well, actually, no. The sun's actually moving throughout the universe. So it's like this way more complex, beautiful arrangement. This kind of, I don't know if it's like the helical model. But
they're the easiest thing to point at and say, okay, in 2010, they were just barely getting to where they could fly Falcon 9 into space. There was no reusability. Like reusability was a thing they wanted to do, but they had no idea how to do. Flying people on Dragon was something they wanted to do, but they had no idea how to do that. Like those were all way out there, and they were flying like once or twice a year. And now you look at it and they're flying over 20 times a year.
All right. Thank you so much, Nathan. I got to jet, but this was fun. I'll introduce you to a couple of folks and keep on going, man. It's a couple more days to the moon.
Excellent. Bye.